Hey friends, welcome back to 3D Cartoon Review, where we relive the fiercest moments with clear hearts, sharp ears, and fearless imagination together. Today we enter Soul Land2, episode 133, where an extreme Douluo's shadow closes in, and two young souls gamble everything for love and truth. Hold your breath, because every choice here costs blood, every promise carries poison, and every heartbeat sounds louder than thunder in the dark. At the end of the last clash, Huo Yuhao truly reached a dead end, because Long Xiaoyao blocked his path like a mountain of living darkness. Under the terrifying pressure of an extreme Douluo, Yuhao knew he had no chance to resist, even after condensing his precious soul core. Long Xiaoyao looked relaxed, almost amused, as if the whole world were a slow game, and he spoke with calm confidence and memory. "Young man, our last bet is still clear in my mind, and you gave me a little surprise back then," Long Xiaoyao said, smiling faintly. "But the surprise you bring me now is even greater. Muan really found himself a remarkable disciple," he continued, voice steady and warm. Yuhao ignored the praise, his eyes sharpening, and he accused Long Xiaoyao of helping the Holy Spirit cult massacre innocent lives across the continent. Long Xiaoyao answered quietly that evil soul masters were not all the same, and many were pitiful people rejected by the world's cruelty. Yuhao's anger did not cool, and when he mentioned Ye Shishui's savagery and the Death God Tower's atrocities, the air suddenly turned suffocatingly heavy. A brutal pressure crashed down, forcing Yuhao's knees to tremble, because Long Xiaoyao forbade him from judging the woman he cherished most. Their argument broke when Long Xiaoyao sensed someone hiding nearby, and a whirl of dark force yanked Tang Wu Tong down from the sky. Her sudden appearance stunned Yuhao, because the girl's face sparked old memories, and the air between them instantly tightened with unspoken pain. Long Xiaoyao found it interesting, flicked his sleeve, and the space twisted, carrying all three to a desolate wilderness in a single blink. There, the Dark Holy Dragon Douluo demanded they attack with full strength, as if testing blades, hearts, and destiny without allowing excuses. Yuhao seized the rare chance, opened the Eye of Destiny, and unleashed his martial soul true body, the Asura Eye, with chilling precision. His spiritual power had reached true materialization, forming pressure like invisible steel, and even Long Xiaoyao's expression tightened slightly in surprise. Yuhao calculated quickly, then struck with Fate's Judgment, Soul Deprivation, Fate's Spear, and finally a blood-colored version of Soul Shock. He gambled on Long Xiaoyao's pride, forcing a mental confrontation, while secretly summoning the gate to his undead demiplane to escape. But absolute strength crushed schemes like paper, and Long Xiaoyao simply shattered the spatial gate, dragging both youths back into deeper darkness. In that instant, Tang Wu Tong finally erupted, activating Dragon God possession, and a supreme Dragon God bloodline aura burst out like sunrise. The Dark Holy Dragon martial soul within Long Xiaoyao trembled instinctively, because ancient bloodline suppression does not ask permission from strength. Wu Tong launched Dragon God's Rage, then the Light Dragon God Slash, and her body expanded, transforming into a magnificent seven-colored giant dragon. Yuhao moved with her flawlessly, summoning Shui Di, whose ultimate ice arrived like winter's decree, sharp enough to silence roaring flames. Shui Di struck with Emperor Palm, Great Cold Without Snow, and followed with the Ice Empress's Proud, freezing the world's breath in midair. Using Long Xiaoyao's moment of distraction under bloodline pressure, Yuhao and Shui Di managed to freeze the old man's left arm into solid crystal. Then Yuhao and Wu Tong united their hearts and minds, unleashing the Haodong Palm, Lifetimes, and Kalpas, a soul fusion strike soaked with sorrow. Grief and devotion entwined, blasting Long Xiaoyao backward, and Yuhao immediately triggered Ice Explosion Art, shattering the ice prison into powder. For one heartbeat, victory seemed real, but endless darkness surged again, and Long Xiaoyao stepped out unharmed, clothes only slightly disheveled. His calm voice announced the game was over, and with a single thought he sealed all of Tang Wu Tong's power, leaving her trembling and helpless. Then the Dark Holy Dragon Douluo produced a dagger infused with lethal dark poison, its blade whispering like a death sentence under moonless air. He set the rule coldly: Huo Yuhao must suffer 9 stabs, and each stab must pierce through to create 2 holes, front and back. If Yuhao hesitated even for a breath, Tang Wu Tong would take the stab in his place, and the choice was designed to cut deeper than steel. Yuhao did not bargain, and he did not scream, because love sometimes answers cruelty with silence that refuses to break or bow. He raised the dagger and stabbed his own abdomen, hard and clean, and warm blood erupted immediately, painting his hands with life's last currency. He stabbed again and again, forcing each blade through, doubling the wounds as ordered, while poison crawled inward like black smoke seeking a heart. Tang Wutong cried out until her voice tore, but Yuhao kept moving, his face pale yet steady, choosing her safety over his own breath. With every strike, he felt death scythe closer, because 9 attacks meant 18 mortal holes, and the dark poison raced through meridians like knives. Yet in that unbearable pain, Yuhao began speaking softly, telling her about Wang Dong, about their days at Shrek, and the warmth of Sea God Pavilion. He spoke as if reading a bedtime story beside a fire, trying to steady Wutong's sobbing, while his own life force leaked away in bright streams. He told her about Wang Donger, about promises made under starlight, and about the gentleness he once believed could outlast hatred and time. "The one I love is Donger, and Chiwer also gradually entered my world," Yuhao whispered, breath shaking but voice still gentle and honest. "But my love cannot be split in two. I already gave it all to Donger, so Chiwer is the one I owe the most," he confessed. The 6th stab came, then the 7th, and then the 8th, driving through his chest bones, each impact ringing inside him like a cracked bell. Yuhao staggered, pupils widening, and the world began to blur into a final afterglow, as if life were projecting its memories onto dying air. He saw a vision of happiness beside Donger, where hatred fell away, burdens melted, and his hands were finally clean of blood and war. Before the 9th strike could fall, Yuhao lifted his head toward Long Xiaoyao, eyes dim but stubborn, and he pleaded with a broken sincerity. "Senior Long, I hope you keep your word. Don't make things hard for her. Let her leave," he begged, placing her freedom above his own ending. The words finished, and with his last strength, he drove the dagger straight into his own heart, seeking an eternal release before fate could hesitate. Tang Wutong's mind snapped under that sight, and she fainted, collapsing like a severed wing, her tears still hot on her pale cheeks. Yuhao fell, breath thinning, but the moment his body hit the ground, Long Xiaoyao calmly withdrew the dagger and sealed every wound precisely. He blocked the poison's path, stopped the blood loss, and preserved Yuhao's fragile spark, as if undoing death with surgeon's hands and patient regret. For the first time, Long Xiaoyao's face carried satisfaction mixed with genuine emotion, moved by the young man's loyalty and courage beyond calculation. While working, he muttered, "If not because the dragon pill needs your body without any resistance, in absolute weakness, why suffer like this?" Only then did the cruel truth surface. Everything had been a staged trial, designed to strip Yuhao to nothing, so a priceless treasure could enter safely. Long Xiaoyao's voice softened, explaining that the agony was never meant to kill Yuhao, but to bring him to the edge, where resistance becomes impossible. In that state, muscles slack, soul power sealed, even the proudest marrow accepts what it must, and the dragon pill can merge without rejection. It was Muen's final wish, an old promise Long Xiaoyao carried like a stone in his chest, to place this supreme treasure into Yuhao's body. As he treated the wounds, he kept glancing at Tang Wutong, lying beside Yuhao, and something in his eyes looked painfully human for a moment. He sighed helplessly and said, "Silly boy. Unless you are twins, how can so many people look alike in this world, again and again? And there will never be a second three-eyed golden knee, not a second miracle of that kind," Long Xiaoyao added, almost gently, almost bitterly. Those words landed like snow on fire, because Yuhao's heart had long been torn by faces that resembled the past, calling him forward and backward. He had chased Wang Dong's shadow through Shrek corridors, then met Donger's tenderness, then Chiwer's quiet warmth, and he never knew which fate to trust. Now, bleeding in the dirt, he had chosen with his body what his words could not fully settle, and that choice moved even a monster like Long Xiaoyao. The dark poison was sealed, but its chill lingered, leaving Yuhao's skin ashen, lips blue, and pulse faint, like winter water under thin ice. Long Xiaoyao placed a palm near Yuhao's chest, and a strange dragon-shaped glow pulsed, sinking inward, searching for bones, veins, and destiny. It did not explode like a spirit ring, and it did not roar like a beast, because the dragon pill entered quietly, like a crown fitted onto sleeping pain. In Yuhao's spiritual sea, the storm from earlier still echoed, because his eye of destiny had been pushed beyond safety, scraping truth from probability itself. He had tried fate's judgment to pin Long Xiaoyao, then soul deprivation to tear its spirit, then fate's spear to pierce arrogance and certainty together. Even the blood-colored soul shock had been a desperate gamble, a mental blade meant to crack the old dragon's mind for a single escaping breath. But in extreme Douluo's will as a continent, and Yuhao's cleverness, though sharp, could not split stone that had survived centuries of wars. When Long Xiaoyao crushed the undead demi-plane gate, the sound had felt like a door slamming on hope, and Yuhao's stomach turned cold with certainty. That was when Tang Wu Tong stepped forward, no longer hiding, no longer waiting, and her dragon god bloodline rose like a verdict older than human kingdoms. The Dark Holy Dragon within Long Xiaoyao trembled, not from fear of strength, but from fear of ancestry, the instinctive bow of lesser blood. Wu Tong's dragon god's rage tore the air, her light dragon god slash carved white brilliance across night, and her seven-colored giant dragon form shook horizons. Yuhao matched her with ultimate ice, summoning Shui Di, who arrived with a queen's calm, bringing Emperor Palm's cold that makes fire forget language. For an instant, they even froze Long Xiaoyao's left arm, and hope flashed like lightning, because if an extreme Douluo can bleed, he can be moved. Their soul fusion strike, Haodong Palm lifetimes and Kalpas, carried grief and adoration together, and it was beautiful in the way heartbreak can be. Yuhao's ice explosion shattered the frozen arm's prison, and powder filled the air like snow, convincing both youths they had truly broken the old dragon. Then Long Xiaoyao stepped out of darkness untouched, and that single step taught them the difference between hurting someone and defeating someone. He sealed Tang Wu Tong's power with casual certainty, proving he had only been watching, measuring, and allowing them enough rope to test their hearts. The dagger appeared next, small, ordinary in size, yet carrying dark poison so lethal it felt like a curse wearing metal, waiting to enter living warmth. Long Xiaoyao's rule was merciless, because 9 strikes meant 18 fatal wounds, and the poison would invade faster with every heartbeat and every tear. Tang Wu Tong screamed until her voice broke, calling Yuhao's name as if names could become shields, but the seal on her power made her helpless to act. Yuhao answered her with motion, not speech, driving the blade into his abdomen, then pulling through, forcing front and back holes without trembling hands. Each withdrawal dragged heat away, leaving a cold emptiness behind, and the poison crept like black ink through water, staining meridians and thoughts. Yet he kept talking, telling Shrek memories and Sea God Pavilion days, because stories can hold someone upright when legs no longer remember their duty. He spoke of Wang Dong's laughter, of sparring and late-night training, of promises made when youth still believed tomorrow could be negotiated politely. He confessed his love for Donghua, admitted Chuor's presence, and he did not hide his guilt, because honesty was the last thing he could still offer. When the 6th, 7th, and 8th stabs pierced his chest, pain turned distant, and his vision became a tunnel of light lined with familiar faces. He saw a quiet future beside Donghua, free from hatred, and in that vision he finally put down every weapon, every scheme, every grief that had ruled him. Then reality returned with Long Xiaoyao's shadow, and Yuhao begged once more for Tang Wu Tong's freedom, choosing her life even as his ended. Stabbing his heart was not surrender but control, a final act to protect her from the 9th strike, and to end the torture on his own terms. Tang Wu Tong collapsed unconscious, and the world fell silent except for Yuhao's fading breath, which sounded like a candle refusing to admit it was dying. Long Xiaoyao stopped everything, sealing wounds, halting blood, preserving the body, because the goal had never been death, but absolute vulnerability. As the dragon pill settled, he looked at the 2 youths, and felt something shift, like an old regret finally finding a place to rest for one moment. And that is where episode 133 closes, with Yuhao saved by a cruel mercy, Wu Tong asleep beside him, and Long Xiaoyao carrying promises heavier than storms. If this sacrifice, this dragon blood pressure, and this dark test shook you, tap like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss the next twist. Next time, we follow the dragon pill's awakening and the cost it demands, because in Soul Land, miracles always arrive with teeth and hidden prices.